Hi, I'm mopping up the last few movies for the Oscar season, and last night I went to see If Beale Street Could Talk. It's based on a novel by James Baldwin and is written and directed by Barry Jenkins, who was responsible for Moonlight, which won Best Picture a couple of years ago. And it's set in New York in the early 70s, and it's about a man who is arrested for rape. He's black, obviously, because it's from the maker of Moonlight, and it's fairly relevant within the story. But he's arrested for rape. He didn't do it. It's very obvious that he's innocent. But his family and his girlfriend's family are trying to free him, and his girlfriend also discovers that she's pregnant. And whilst her family is very supportive and very loving and nurturing, the boyfriend's family are very cold and unpleasant, apart from the father, who is notionally supportive but something of a hothead. And so the film develops. It's about the criminal justice system, how black people are second-class citizens in the US, and I really thought, as this went on, is this telling me anything I don't already know? The book was published in the mid-70s, when this kind of statement might well have been explosive in mainstream literature, but now it's kind of accepted that the American penal system is really just an extension of slavery, that in terms of authority situations, black people are still regarded as second-class citizens in the US and struggle to get justice, and the prison system is rigged against poor people. I really found it to not say anything original or especially insightful. The film's anchor is meant to be the central love story between Tish and Fonny, but I really didn't find either character terribly interesting. They're not particularly deep or complex people, certainly not the way they're portrayed in the film. They are likeable on a superficial level, and I felt bad when the bad things were happening, because these are terrible things happening to innocent people. But there was no real emotional engagement beyond that. I spoken on the podcast about how I wasn't impressed by Moonlight. Again, it really wasn't telling me anything that I couldn't have worked out for myself, that growing up in a poor African-American neighbourhood when you're gay is very tough, because there's no support structure for someone who differs from the norm, from the perceived requirements of masculinity in that way. And my reaction was, yeah, I expect that is really tough. I didn't need to watch a film to tell me that, in the same way that I didn't need to watch a film to tell me that the penal system is rigged against black people in America. I know that already. And it makes me wonder who this film is aimed at, because the people who would want to go and watch this would probably know this already, and the people who don't care aren't going to watch it. So what's the point of it? It's an entirely serviceable film. It's not badly made, it's not badly written. The acting is generally very good, although Regina King was nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for playing Tish's mother. It's a fine performance, but it didn't really stand out in any particular way to me. So I wouldn't really recommend it. It's not that good, unfortunately. It would have been nice to be better. It would have been nice to have my expectations subverted by it actually being really engaging and emotional and insightful. But ultimately, even to someone who is British, white, middle class, it didn't tell me anything I didn't already know about the African American experience, which maybe I didn't pick up on something, or maybe the film isn't good enough.